What's cracking, Bunny Boilers? My name is Bunny Tears. Welcome to my breakdown of the PS4 reveal live stream that went up, I think, 2 days ago, or a day and a night ago. Now, the reason I'm actually putting this out is because I went to look at people's breakdowns of this stream, and it seemed like everyone's approach was based around getting their video up first. So they broke it down as quickly as they could, and they made sure their video was the first breakdown to go onto YouTube. Now, that's not what I want to see. I was looking for a more detailed breakdown with people's thoughts, what they were excited about, and because I couldn't find one, I thought I'd bring you guys one, and it's actually just, it's basically just got more effort in it, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Because there are certain things that were never mentioned, but were quite easy to notice that everyone seemed to miss in their breakdown videos. So, I'm going to go through that now. First of all, this is a domination on grind. I didn't do particularly well myself. However, the team in general, the iPod team that we had, was amazing. We just basically demolished this team. It was beautiful, so enjoy that while you hear about all this sexy PS4 news. So, first things first, the PS4 does have 8 GB of RAM. There was rumors going around that it only had 4 GB of RAM. However, it is 8. So it's going to be the same as what we believe the Xbox 720 is going to have. Now, this means that it can do a lot more than the PS3 could, and I'm going to go through that right now. So, the controller, first off, it's a DualShock enhanced rumble capability, which means that the rumble's going to be better. I don't know how they could have made that better, but they have. There's a share button on the controller, which I'm going to go into more detail in a bit. There's a normal 3.5mm headphone jack on the controller, meaning that you can actually put your own headphones into it rather than having to buy PS3 specific headphones, which is really good. There is a light bar on the top of the controllers which identifies different players. So for example, if I'm player 1, I might be red. If you're player 2, you might be green. And it also identifies the location of the players in the room to the PS4 camera, which I'm not sure if the camera comes with the PS4, but there is one available. It's like the next generation iToy or Xbox Live Vision Cam or Kinect or whatever you'd like to call it. So the next generation of that. Now, what I think this could be able to do is when you're playing split screen with a friend, rather than having to switch places if you're on the wrong side of the TV or it's split down the middle and you're on the left when you should be on the right, I think this could be implemented to the fact that every time you go into two-player, the camera identifies where each player is in the room and then just puts their side of the screen on that side of the television, which would be impressive and just make our lives that much easier, and we'd burn that few calories, or fewer calories. They also showed a video of a map that looks quite like a Assassin's Creed map, where they dropped 1 million objects onto this map. 1 million individual objects they dropped onto this map. They look like little red foam cubes or something. Now, this is impressive because if you tried to do that on the PS3, the entire system would crash. It's not able to do it. Whereas with the PS4, 1 million different objects are able to be recognized, tracked, and just basically done well. So there's no lag whatsoever. The video had no lag whatsoever. And these little red foam things were just bouncing all over the place. And there was 1 million of them. 1 million. That's insane. There's also a new system where you can put your Xbox or your PlayStation to sleep, which means that if, say, you're mid-game in Skyrim, I'm going to use Skyrim as an example throughout this entire video. If you're mid-game Skyrim and then you want to go and have your dinner, you can pause the game, put the console to sleep, go eat, and then come back, let's say, an hour later, turn the PlayStation on, and it will resume from that exact position where you paused it. Which means that you won't have to reboot the game, you won't have to reload your position, you'll be able to get straight into it. This will be especially good for things like films. If you pause the film, you can turn off the PlayStation, go out with your friends, have a few drinks, come back, turn on your PlayStation, it's still there in the exact position you paused it in. I think that used to be so annoying when you'd have to reboot everything previously, and you don't have to do that anymore. Now, with the increased RAM that the PS4 has, you're actually able to update games or download games while playing, whereas previously you couldn't play and download at the same time. Not only that, but if you select a game to buy and download, let's say you get through the first 10% of that game, you'll be able to start playing immediately while the rest of the game that you're playing downloads. That's right, you will have an incomplete game on your hard drive, but you'll be able to play it until it's complete. That is just insane. So it must be some kind of linear download method where it downloads level by level, but it's just impressive. Now, you can also upload gameplay. There is a capture card built into PS4, which allows you to record 15 minutes of gameplay, and they actually showed a gentleman pressing the share button and uploading 15 minutes of gameplay he just had to Facebook, which I think is extremely impressive. And not only that, but while you're uploading this clip to Facebook, you can continue to play, which means for YouTubers, you're going to be constantly getting new content while uploading content. Now, I'm not sure how successful it's going to be in regards to uploading to YouTube and things like that. However, it seems pretty exciting. You can watch your friends play games live with their facial reactions. So we're going back to the camera here. Now, the way that I think this will work is, let's say you turn on your PS4, you want to see who's online, you go through your friends list, rather than seeing their profile picture and their gamer tag or whatever, the PSN ID, you will instead see them playing a game live at that second if they're online with their facial reactions in the top right, like so many YouTubers do these days. This means that the other aspects that they have added into the PS4 are that much easier to implement. So for example, let's say I'm going through my friends list, I see my friend playing Skyrim again, and he's having trouble on a certain level. One of the things I can do in certain games is spawn in a health potion next to him to help him out. He can pick that up and use it just to help him get past that level. If that doesn't work, I can send a comment directly to his screen while he's playing saying, "Oh, you don't seem to be doing that well. Do you want me to get you past this bit?" He can then give over control of the game he is playing to me on my PS4 as if I was in the room and he was passing over the controller. And then I can get past the level, I can get past the difficult bit that he can't get past, and then pass it back to him. This is insane. It means that it's going to be more community-based, because if you see your friend in trouble on a certain game, you can help them out directly. This is ridiculous. Another thing they said is they want to start putting people's full names on their, like, kind of profiles, make it more like Facebook, so you have your profile picture, which could actually be taken directly from Facebook. Not sure how well that's going to work. They did say they will still have the gamer tags or PSN IDs. However, they want to implement this new system as well. I didn't think that was a perfectly good idea. I think it needs to be a gaming system. There needs to be a kind of aspect of secrecy to it, because I don't want people getting smashed by me and iPod in a game and then going onto our profiles and finding out our full names and where we live, and etc, etc. I don't think that's a personally, I don't think that's a good idea. The PlayStation will predict what you like in the future based on the actions that you do at the time. So, for example, if I buy every single Call of Duty game, the PlayStation will recognize that, and when the next Call of Duty game comes out, it will download the game for me, meaning that as soon as I click buy, I can start playing that second. It will download the game and have it ready for me, so when I click buy, I can start playing immediately. That is insane. That means that I won't have to wait for the game to download, because it's already there on the PlayStation, ready. I don't know if this is going to take up actual space on the PlayStation hard drive, things like that, but I'm sure that will come out in the future. Now, I'm also going to go through a couple of the games that I saw. Killzone Shadowfall had the best graphics and sound I've ever seen in any game ever. There was a point where the player was walking through a courtyard and he could hear conversations on his right and his left, and it literally sounded like he was having he could hear conversations in the courtyard. It was so realistic, it was scary. There's Drive Club, which is the most realistic car game I've ever seen in my life. At one point, he was cleaning the engine first person before getting into it, turning the engine on and driving. Second Son was some kind of superhuman game. You didn't get to see gameplay, but there was a good video on it. The Witness, which was an arcade kind of game, so it was a simple game, but it was the most beautiful arcade game I've ever seen, meaning that arcade games are going to have to step up their game big time, because it was unreal. Then the one I've got to say you have to watch out for is Watch Dogs, because that game, even since last year, I thought was unbelievable, and I cannot wait for it. And finally, Blizzard is back to console gaming, and they are bringing Diablo 3 to the PS4. This means RPGs will be playable on PS4, thank God. Alright then guys, I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of the PS4 live stream. If you did enjoy it, please do hit the like button below, it helps me out hugely. You can also subscribe in the bottom left there to become one of the Bunny Boilers and stay up to date with my future videos. You can follow me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/bunnytearsonline, or twitter.com/itsbunnytears. Both those links are in the description. Apart from that, I'm too excited to say anything else. But yeah, bitches!